Oh, hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Guns and Cameras. Check this out. All right, so I know not the craziest of things to do, but it takes a little bit of practice to be able to do that with hands. And our next guest, let's just say he's a much better shooter than me and probably most of you guys, and he's able to do all of this without hands. In fact, he was born without them. How crazy is that? I think you guys know who I'm talking about, so without any further ado, I'm gonna get back into practicing while you guys get into this week's episode of Guns and Cameras. Shooters, are you ready? Stand by. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Guns and Cameras podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Best, and tonight we have a very special guest. I am almost positive you guys know of our next guest, or have at least heard of him before. We have Hunter Cayll, also known as the No-Handed Shooter, on Instagram, YouTube, and every other platform that is known to the Gunverse. Hunter, thanks for being with us tonight. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely, man. Thanks again for having me on. I'm the no-handed shooter for obvious reasons. I'm an ex-professional three-gun competitor. I've shot on the U.S. Open team for IPSC Rifle in Russia, the U.S. Open team IPSC Shotgun in Italy. I've shot for many companies professionally across the states and whatnot, traveling pretty much every weekend shooting matches. And now I'm pretty much just a full-time trainer, match director, and content creator. So...
Dude, right on.
Living my old
so
life.
How did you yeah, bro, let's go back, unpack how you first got started. So when did you get started with firearms, and then when did you start competing?
Yeah, so I've always kind of been into firearms, like ever since real young, BB guns and stuff like that. I was a big hunter. I started doing like TV hunts and things like that back when I was around like 10 to 13 area. So traveled a lot, hunting all kinds of different stuff, and then got into more of target shooting a little bit later, which once I hit 16, I just did nothing besides play video games and Call of Duty and stuff like that. I got into game battles and stuff like that pretty heavy, so like playing COD for money and stuff. And realized, once I hit 18, I started collecting like all the Call of Duty guns. I had an RPD, all the AK variants, a bunch of clone rifles, MP5, stuff like that. Was shooting that for fun and things of that nature, and then realized that I could actually play games with real guns, and that's pretty much all she wrote. Ended up going and shooting a pistol match with a 22. And it was very, very not where I am now. I didn't have a mount for a pistol or anything, so I'm just shooting, just squeezing the pistol, shooting the targets, and after that, it was pretty much all she wrote. And I ended up selling like all of my stuff, just put all the money towards competitive gear and ammo to practice, and that's kind of where it started. I ended up shooting probably like 4 or 5 club matches, like local level matches, and then wanted to try something big. So I signed up for my first major, which was a shotgun only match in Atlanta, Georgia, I believe, and ended up getting squatted up with the Michelik family and a few other big time competitive guys at the time. And within my very new time of being a shooter, I beat Jerry on like 3 or 4 stages, and that's kind of where my competitive career kicked off. He was like, what the hell, and who are you, like how? And that's pretty much all she wrote. After that, I started talking to a bunch of different companies, started picking up sponsors and getting really involved in the competitive sports. Now I just became a full-time shooter, and that was my life.
Man, that's crazy. I mean, so what were some of your challenges? I mean, besides the obvious one, right? What was that like? I was looking back through your stuff. And I'm down here at the bottom, like the very bottom of your Instagram.
Oh God,
feed here.
I haven't been down there in a long time.
Right. We'll go there. I'll pull it up and we'll dive into some of the old stuff here.
Very cool.
one of the things you have on a t-shirt here, right? Nubs, no excuses.
That's right.
Really early, right? So talk me through a little bit about what that was like. What were some of your challenges getting started competitively, right? And then competing.
Yeah, so obviously, like, I was born this way, so life was a lot easier as far as, like, a veteran or somebody that's just lost limbs midway through life. So I've always kind of just picked things up and used them how I would use them if, you obviously just grew up with hands and you just do things, right? So it's the same kind of concept. Most of the stuff is pretty straightforward, like with rifles and things like that. Like, realistically, I try to keep things as normal as possible. Like, I don't like doing prosthetics or anything like that that would hinder me from, say, using somebody else's equipment or whatever it may be. The only thing that was really a struggle is pistol, which we actually made a mount out of JB Weld steel stick, me and my dad. This thing probably has almost 1 million rounds on it. It's definitely got around 500K of life through 2011 shooting. This is probably the third variation of it, and that just allows me to, like, not drop the gun. So this is really the only modification and, like, difficulty that I've had trying to figure stuff out, but luckily, I did a lot of paintball and airsoft in my teenage years and stuff like that, so, like, gun manipulations wasn't, like, super difficult for me to get the grasp of. I just did it. And, of course, like with everyone else, you gotta put a lot of time and practice and ammo into a berm to figure out how to do things correctly and more efficiently, and I've shot a lot of rounds, so I would hope I picked up on at least a thing or two along the way. But yeah, no, really my thing was no excuses. I mean, people are always bitching about something, whether it's I can't do this because of this, or I can't do this because of that, and you have fat people rolling around on scooters in Walmart, and I'm just like, okay. I'm going to be the no excuses guy and just have reasons for why I sucked that day. Call it a day.
Yeah, dude, right on. So when did you get started with cameras?
That was recently, actually. So, like, I've had an Instagram and stuff like that since I've been shooting. I think Instagram actually dropped, like, a year after I first started shooting, and that's when social media presences and stuff really started taking off for the shooting community. But I never really did anything outside of a cell phone until really recently. Back a year and a half ago, I think, 2 years maybe, I had like 200 subscribers on YouTube, and I was just starting to get back into the shooting scene. Like, once around 2018, I took off like 4 or 5 years. I just kind of got burnt out for doing it so hard for so long.
Yeah.
I decided to try and get back into the Twitch streaming side of things, and then moved into doing a lot of mountain biking and snowboarding. So I ended up moving to Colorado to pursue that kind of career for a little bit, and then I got out here, didn't do a single bit of snowboarding or mountain biking, and got right back into shooting. And I ended up getting really heavy into the PRS long range circuit. That kind of took off, and then I started started getting some sponsors and stuff for the PRS side of things. I was winning some matches and just really enjoying that whole side of the sport. I ended up posting a video of me shooting a pistol on YouTube for poops and giggles. I had like 200 subscribers, haven't posted anything on YouTube for like 5-6 years, and it got like 12 million views and took off out of nowhere. No one cares about me actually doing really like cool stuff with shooting and like being a marksman or anything like that, like hitting stuff fast. It just build drill into the berm, 12 million views. So after that, like, I really wanted to try and focus on my content creation side of things. I posted a lot of phone videos and things like that for a couple months, and went from like 200 subscribers to like 160K. And then I took about 6 months off because I really wanted to upgrade my content creation side of things and like production quality. And with that, I fell off the algorithm like just a plane out of the sky, man. It was terrible. And now I'm shadow banned to hell as well for some reason. With 160,000 subs, I might get 1,000 to 2,000 people see my videos. So that's pretty great. But the content side is there. Like the production quality is awesome. Colin does all my work, and he is insane. Um, so maybe one day that'll pick back up, but I'm still doing it. Why not?
Right.
Those 2,000 people deserve it.
Man, we can hope, right?
Oh yeah.
So what's it like right now, day in your life? What do you carry around with you? What's your everyday carry for guns? Do you pack a camera, or is it just the cell phone? So what's it look like? What's the day in the
So
life?
I've got a Sony A4, and then two G Master lenses that I keep in a Pelican case over there. That's pretty much always in the truck for whenever I'm doing content stuff on the range, or I teach a lot of classes as well as host events. I host an event called All Gas No Brakes. It's becoming pretty popular along this state for sure. We have 120 shooters every month, and signups fill up within a week typically. We're the only match in the state that has a monthly match with a prize table of anything from 10 grand to 20 grand a month. It's a fun time. We just raise hell and say screw all the stupid rules that most of the gamers have to abide by in most matches these days, and we're just here to have fun. So that's kind of my big thing in life right now. I live 4 minutes from the range, which is nice, so all the stuff that I do is right down the road, which makes life a little bit easy. As far as concealed carry stuff, I'm working on that right now. Normally I'm just kind of tossing shit in a backpack and calling it a day, and hope I don't have to use it. But I'm working with Flux to build one of their 365 little Raider things that you can appendix, but we're going to kind of nubify it so that I can use it a little bit better. I'm going to be doing a video on that this year where I'm going to their factory, and we're just going to do a whole video on how the process was to make it and final results, which will be pretty cool. So that'll be my main carry once that happens for sure.
Right on. That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about this all gas no brakes thing, man. How did that get started?
Yeah, so I've shot every type of competitive match that you could imagine, from IPSC, USPSA, 3-gun, PCSL, PRS, IDPA, all of them. And my favorite match of all time was this match in Atlanta, Georgia. They did a carbine-only match, which was just 3-gun nation rule set, where it's 2 anywhere, 1 in the center kind of scoring. And everything was as close as could be, like 30-yard max kind of targets. And that was one of the funnest matches that I've really shot ever. And that was like years ago. And I was sitting at the range, and I was like, they had an event there as a pistol match, but they were getting like 13, 14 shooters a month kind of thing, so it was struggling pretty heavy. And talking with the range owner, I was like, let me try to build a match out where it's just a rifle-only match. We just drag race. It's fun as shit. All the bullshit will be left at the door, and let's see what happens. And the first match we had 40 shooters. Next match we had 80, and the next match we had 120. And it's a ton of fun. I cater it around getting new shooters involved to the shooting sports, because for a lot of people it's intimidating. A lot of your tactical guys don't want anything to do with it because you'll get killed in the streets, and all that kind of shit. And this is a really tactical-oriented range. We're the only night vision range in Colorado that allows you to go and shoot in the dark anytime you want, kind of thing. So it's a club-only membership as well, so it's not a public range, and we get a lot of tactical Timmies there. And I have converted most of the range membership base and many of the range owners' friends into being gamers now. It's a fun match, man, where we're shooting out of cars. We've built some porta potties that look like Shrek Shacks. We've got all kinds of random shit that we do that you wouldn't see at your average range. Just because Kyle is pretty lenient with the things that we do, as far as, like, you got your safety concerns and your obvious stuff that you can't do, but we get a little wild sometimes, and that definitely is fun. And with that, like I said, I design all the stuff around beginner shooters, so that way, like, they're not getting discouraged by the scoring. You hear double delta, alpha mic, delta mic, stuff like that constantly, you're like not having
Mm-hmm.
fun with it. Especially you have a range fud yelling down your throat, oh, don't touch your rifle over there, or blah 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 blah. Like that shit gets old and it just discourages new shooters from coming back and
Mm-hmm.
having fun. But with this, it's big boy rules more or less, as far as like obviously don't point guns at anybody, don't ND into the air, don't ND into a berm, don't break 180s, but have fun, really. In August, we had 43 out of the 100, and I think 15 were first-time match shooters that's never shot a match before. And
Dang.
every month we have anywhere from 15 to 20. February we had 38. So every month we have new shooters, where new shooters are going to shoot it. They bring their friends, and then their friends bring their friends, and we have just big groups of like 10 and 12 dudes showing up that's never shot matches before, giving it their go. And with that too, um, like I said, this match is more simple for your basic guys, but for your guys that do know how to shoot, we just fucking hose the hell out of the match. But that also gives us a chance to have fun and pull out guns that you would never want to shoot in a match, but you would shoot it at
Mm-hmm.
this match. Like we have people bringing M1 Garands, we have Mini 14s and 7.62 by 39. We have all the weird bullpups show up. We even had like that bullpup Chinese rifle that was from like Vietnam that showed up to a match. We have slug guns. We have all kinds of shit show up, and
Dude.
it's just a good time, man. And we have a lot of big sponsors like Geisley, Thunder Beast Arms Corps. There's a massive list, and it's a fun time. We're also
Dude.
introducing a head-to-head shoot-off every quarter now. So when you shoot for 4 months, you get points acquired in those 4 months that will determine your standings in the overall results. In every division, we'll have head-to-head shoot-off as well as the main division. There'll be a bottom 10, and then the top 10 we'll be doing at night, like the old 3 Gun Nation days, where there'll be big generator lights casting onto a bay, and you're just shooting head-to-head, and whoever's the fastest wins. And it's probably going to be like a $2,500 prize table, or $2,500 prize to winner, and a bunch of prizes to everybody else too. So it's trying to turn it into a big boy match. After see how this year goes. Last year it went really well. This year goes well. I think I'm going to try and turn it into like 3 regional matches and a national match maybe next year. If not
Dude.
like 2 regionals and a national or something like that. So
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love that. Yeah, dude, that's what's up. And when you would know too, kind of the way you would want to format it to make it more fun after competing for most of your life, right?
yeah, I've always been that shooter that's just been a fuck it kind of guy. I'm here to have fun. I mean, I'm obviously here to try and win and stuff like that. I'm extremely competitive when it comes to things. And same with the shooting sports. I mean, I have no hands shooting against guys like Jerry Michalik and Max Michelle and Casey Usabo and Greg Jordan and Tommy Thacker and Daniel Horner and all these dudes. And a lot of times I still make it in the top 10, top 20, and um, I would like to win, but obviously there are limitations that's going to be holding me from the very top. But
Right.
um, nothing's worse than going to those matches where you just have assholes all over the place and range officers just being massive dickheads and just creating a not fun match where you have 20 fucking no shoot targets for 7 actual targets on a stage. Like, it's not fun. I'm
Right.
here to shoot as fast as possible and hope I get lucky and get a round or 2 on target. So I
Right.
think a lot of other shooters agree that that is a lot more fun, I guess you could say. So
Yeah. I got a question for you. So you've been in this industry for, geez, man, like a lifetime.
it's been a little while.
What are some of your, what's your perspective on how things have changed, especially on the media side, right? The term gun tuber, right,
Yeah.
is a thing now,
Oh
right?
yeah.
We have kind of our own like sub industry or niche in entertainment for influencers and all that. What's kind of your take on how that's been evolving, and where do you see it going in the next couple of years?
I mean, definitely like back in the day, you just had like 3 or 4 gun tubers. You had like Jerry Grantham and like 1 or 2 other people that people would watch on the internet. I honestly have never been a real big gun tuber kind of guy. Like I never really watched YouTube videos on guns and things like that. To be completely honest, if I train and work with them all day, I kind of want to go and entertain myself with something else after the day is over.
Makes
Um,
sense.
but it's definitely, competitive shooters and gun tubers and things like that, and even like tactical trainers and influencers and stuff like is we are all in the shooting community, but it's like these guys, and most don't intermingle very well. Um, they all have their positions for sure, and more gun tubers are coming up. Um, I think the industry is kind of at a weird spot right now, like with the way shadow bans and just the overall like economy and stuff are right now. Like the gun industry's kind of hurt. So hoping to definitely see that improve, I guess you could say. Um, but yeah, no, I kind of working my way back into that gun tuber realm. I guess I've never really been there. But I'm trying to make my gun tuber entry as a not necessarily a gun reviewer, but more of a shooter.
Hmm.
And we'll see how that goes. It's you know kind of hard to make stuff entertaining while you're just doing basic drills over and over and over, but that's life. We'll make
Yeah.
something happen out of it. But I think the community is still growing, and that's definitely good. We just gotta stop the divide. As we need to work together to get this shit back on track, rather than oh you're a tactical dude, shut up, no one cares, or oh you're just play with guns on YouTube, no one cares, or oh you're just a gamer, no one cares. Like
Hmm.
I mean, we're all divided in this country pretty heavy for everything. So
Valid.
maybe us shooters could just shut the fuck up and group up for once and try and make some good changes happen.
Yeah. What do you think? What are you looking forward to? What are you excited about for stuff that's coming up?
I'm having a boy. That's kind of cool. Never thought I'd have a kid, so
Congratulations.
that'll be cool. I'm trying to get as much shooting and traveling in done this year before that happens in September. I've got a lot of stuff I'm doing with companies this year, from all different types of companies, I guess you would say. We've got like Gen 12, we've got a bunch of different suppressor companies, bolt gun companies, AR companies, pistol companies, that I'll be doing a lot of stuff with and trying to make some content for. I'm going to be trying to travel and shoot a few big matches this year as well in like each different discipline.
Hmm.
PRS, rifle only, shotgun only, pistol only, and just try and hone in a little bit of everything. I mean, shooting three gun, it's hard to stay proficient with three guns at a time. Um, well, and like stay perfect on all three. But trying to do all the different disciplines is even way more extreme, and I definitely do not practice anywhere near than what I used to. Um, so it'll be interesting to see. But should be making content with all those as well. I have Colin with me, videoing all the stuff real time, and that should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Did you ever think you'd get to a point where you have a full time like or a guy following you around with the camera everywhere you go?
No, that's pretty cool. Like I said, I used to shoot professionally, so like my full time job was to just shoot all fucking day and travel every weekend. Back when I was shooting professionally, I had a strict schedule that pretty much never changed. I would shoot 1,000 rounds of rifle, 1,000 rounds of pistol, 250 rounds of shotgun every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I would drive anywhere from 5 hours to 30 hours to a match on Monday and Fridays, and then shoot a major match every weekend. And every weekend that didn't have a major match, I was shooting two like local matches a weekend.
Dang.
And that went on for like 4 or 5 years, and that's when I was like, all right, I'm taking a break.
No kidding.
So it does suck too nowadays to like know my schedule of what it used to be and how I got as good as I did, um, and then try and just hop back in cold turkey to like compete and absolutely stomp like I used to, and then I start practicing and I go through 1,000 rounds in an hour, and I'm like, I'm screwed. um, but
Dude.
it's still a ton of fun. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely cool. That's how it was with Shot Show. I had a whole camera crew rolling around with me the whole time, and it was different, but it was fun. So
That's awesome. What was it like to go from? I mean, this is your career now, right? I'm assuming. Right. So what was it like going from when you're starting out, you're doing this because it's your passion, and then all of a sudden it becomes your job? Um, Talk us through that a little bit.
I mean, it's definitely a blessing. I mean, like your average dude sees this and would trade everything to be able to shoot full time and make that their career. But I mean, it definitely does change it from fun and passion to work, just as everything does. Like a lot of people in the editing and stuff like that space where they do like photography and stuff is a passion, and then they get into it where it's a full time job. Like I fucking hate editing. I don't want to do this right now. Or same with gaming. And honestly, anything like that where you take a passion and a hobby and turn it into a career, it's definitely got that shift, but you got to just find a good balance of normal life and your career so that you don't get burned out as much. I mean, that's again why once I got done with the day, I definitely did not want to turn on some GunTube videos and watch more gun stuff while I try to go to sleep. I'm turning on some random ass Call of Duty or Tarkov videos to go to sleep and call it a day. Which is still has guns in it, so I guess you can't get away from it no matter how you try. But it's still a blessing. I tried to get away for a few years and I couldn't. I found myself right back in it. So, and that's the only place I'd want to be. Now my career is a little bit different. I'm not necessarily shooting full time, which I still am, but I'm hosting matches and events. I do an airsoft event, night vision event, the all gas no brakes carbine event, as well as pistol events. I do those every month, as well as teach classes full time, and make content just for funsies since I'm so shadow banned. YouTube won't pay me.
What's the what kind of stuff do you teach in your classes?
So I teach long range rifle, both like T1, T2. Like I don't really like these cookie cutter classes. It's just a copy and paste every month. Every shooter's different. Obviously, here's this is if you have an instructor like you have to grip the gun this way, you have to do it this way, you have to do this way. They're full of shit, and they obviously would probably get smoked if they go to an actual competitive match with some top shooters. Like all the top shooters I've ever trained with have had the mindset that they don't know shit, and they go to the range every day to try and learn a better way to do things than what they're currently doing. Because if you ever think you know everything, you are losing to the dude that's trying new shit. And that's kind of what my class focuses around. We do a few basic like full-length stage style drills, and we basically pull all the parts out that you really sucked with, and we hyper focus on ways to improve that and get you out of bad habits, or just hyper focus on the progression that you need, rather than just everybody stand on a line and we're doing 1-2s or draw drills for 2 hours or whatever it may be, and then you have a bunch of dudes on the line hunkered down like this shooting the same thing for like $500 a day, and I'm like, what the fuck? So my classes are typically I like individual classes the most, just so I can really work with that student to focus on what he needs to learn and change or do or whatever it may be. And we just do mostly low round count, high rep drills all day to hyper focus on those issues. And then most of my students are repeat students, so that we're constantly working on new things every day. And with that, like we've had students shoot 400 rounds in a day, and we've had them shoot 1,800 rounds in a day. It just all depends on how much rounds you want to shoot, how long you want to be there, and how many mags you have loaded.
Right.
So we do go fast pistol, go fast rifle, and then long range like bolt gun stuff, both prone and like ELR style stuff, as well as like PRS. So it's like barricade, positional work, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Are most of your students like first-time shooters, or these people that are like wanting to get better in competitive space?
Both. I mean, I have people from all aspects. I have a 13-year-old that I teach like 2 to 3 times a month that me and the range owner saw. It was first time at his match, and he's operating like hardcore. He was in the tactical space, and he had like a bone stock M4 with a D-ring quad rail and mil-spec trigger and all this, and he's like whipping in and out of position, flicking safeties everywhere, and just tearing it up, and I'm like, who is this guy? And I ended up letting him shoot my race gun after the day, the Nubs Edition rifle, and he was hooked. So we forced his dad to buy him a race gun, and now this kid went from like 42nd out of 100 shooters, 115 shooters, 120 shooters, whatever it was, to where he's placing like 5th and like 10th and consistently being top 10 at 100 plus shooter match at 13 years old, just turned 13. And he is an absolute monster. He beats me on drills when we're practicing now, and I'm just like, all right, I'm not gonna demonstrate. You just you just fucking do it. You'll be fine. We do that. I've had ex-military dudes that have done like a ton of shit overseas, like SF dudes and Rangers and shit like that, and we completely like change the way they hold the gun and all kinds of different stuff. To new female shooters, and then all kinds of experienced shooters from the competitive world that just like to try things from a new perspective. If you're not, like I said, if you're not trying to do things differently than what you've been doing to see if it works, if it doesn't work, then you're getting left in the past. So.
Yeah. What do you think, as somebody who is now, one, you've been competing for forever, but two, now you're hosting your own events? I've been around guns my whole life. I have never competed in a match. I'm competing in my first couple of matches this year. But I think that there's this, for people who are owners of firearms, I still find that most people don't even realize that there's like a competitive shooting sports
Oh yeah.
genre,
Absolutely.
right? So what do you think? Why do you think that is, and how do you think the competitive shooting sports industry, what do you think they could do better to increase their brand awareness?
It's definitely not like marketed very well. So like your average shooter doesn't know that there are any kind of competitive sports, and in our side anyways, like most know that there's like trap competitions because like the 4-H stuff and things like that they're brought into, and things of that nature. But as far as like actual three gun and things like that, like I don't think most people know that it does exist just because it's not marketed well. It's not like there's any big gun tubers that are, because like realistically your average gun owner and stuff like that, they are watching gun tubers and stuff, and their trip to the range is dumping rounds into a box of trash in a berm, if they even use a berm. So realistically, like a lot of those people just think guns are for being prepared if some shit happens or just fun toys. Whereas in the competitive world, they are tools to us, realistically. Like I have a ton of guns, but every single one of those is outfitted for a specific use that I have for it, whether it's hunting or short range gamer gun, long range gamer gun, everything in between, night vision stuff. And I just think it could honestly needs to be marketed better. But a lot of your, I wouldn't say it discourages new shooters, but a lot of your events and stuff like that definitely sets the bar of entry a lot higher. To get in and enjoy yourself. Like I said, most of the stages and matches that you'll go to, say like a USPSA match, is really difficult for your first time shooter to go to. Yes, he might go and compete and have fun, but he's going to be really discouraged when he leaves and probably won't want to show back up. And I've seen that happen a ton in the past, especially like with 3-gun too, where you've got to have so much equipment and things of that nature. Like your average person can't drop 10 to 15 grand on a full set of equipment for 3-gun and things like that. And it does make it a lot more difficult. And same with pistol matches. It's a lot less money that you have to get into it, but shooting pistol is definitely one of the hardest disciplines to be good and stay proficient at. If you're not shooting a pistol or at least dry firing every day, that skill diminishes so fast. And if you have a Texas Star at 20 yards with 3 no-shoots surrounding it, like, it's not going to be a fun day for your average shooter. So I think more matches similar to like mine would do awesome in the sense of just making beginner-friendly focused matches and then marketing it as best you can. We do a ton of marketing for my event. We have a ton of local um, places, like we have hardware stores that sponsor our matches, that they put flyers up on their doors and stuff like that to help promote the match, as well as throw prize table stuff up. We have all the local shops that kind of do the same thing as well, and it really pushes new shooters to get involved and have the opportunity to have fun and just give it a go. And most of the time, like a lot of these dudes will show up with their wife, and their wife will watch. We'll let the wife shoot a stage at the end of the match, and then she shoots the next match. And I think that's awesome, and I definitely wish that there were more matches like this all over the states, just to help grow that new shooter base. Because realistically, like when I feel like competitive shooting kind of peaked around that 2015, 2016 time, and it just went downhill pretty far nowadays.
Yeah, no, I think that having more events, kind of like what you're putting together, that are made by design to be fun, competitive and fun, are something that might help bring competitive shooting sports kind of out of the dark and kind of more into mainstream, just
Yep.
because it is interesting and it is fun, right? And I think that's been the big battle that our industry has faced for so long. It's been like we've taken the super hyper serious route of like, no, it's about fighting tyranny and self-defense and
Yeah.
fighting evil. And it's like, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
realistically, if anybody's ever shot a gun, you know that the big reason why we have so many and shoot all the time is because it's really fun, right?
Exactly.
And I think that we've kind of forgotten about that a little bit. And I
Yep.
think if we can lean more in that direction and kind of put that message out, that it's like, hey, look, yes, we all know Second Amendment's important, fending off tyranny is important, you know, being able to protect your life and your family is important, but it is also like, hey, there is a competitive, fun part about this industry that we needed to kind of highlight a little bit more, because that's what gets people engaged.
Yep.
So yeah, I love that you're doing that with your event, man. It looks awesome. I got to find a way to be able to come down and
We'd
participate.
love to have you, man. That'll be a great time indeed. We'll toss you into a fun squad, and you'll have a fucking blast.
Dude, I can't wait, because I'm like to the point now where that's like I've been wanting to compete for forever, but now I'm to the point where I have all the gear. I've got the guns, I've got the gear, and now I'm like, well, I've got it all. And unless World War III and some sort of Red Dawn scenario kicks off, it's just gonna sit in the safe. So I might as well go do something.
Yep.
Go do something with it.
Indeed.
So hey, man, what is you've been doing this? Oh, fuck, dude, I keep saying this. We know you've been doing it a long time. It's just a good lead in for a
Oh yeah,
question.
no, for sure.
But this is a question I ask every guest. It's kind of a reoccurring question because we all have them. Some are good, some are bad. What is your oh shit moment in your career to date?
Um, like, oh shit, is in fuck, like
Yeah,
bad. Okay.
could be bad, could be good. What you got? One of each.
So I guess my biggest what the fuck moment, or oh shit moment, or whatever you want to call it, when I went to Russia to shoot IPSC rifle on the. Hold on a second, let me let this cat out.
Yeah, no worries.
Get out, Toby. Get out of here. So when I went to Russia for IPSC rifle, I was on the U.S. Open team. I practiced probably 8 months of extremely like disciplined rifle shooting for a lot, or to get prepared for the match. And I get there, it's a 5-day match. We're there for like 2 weeks, and on the first day there was a stage. It was like a field course. So in IPSC you have like each day you'll have like 3 short courses, 3 medium-sized courses, and like 2 field long courses, and that's just different round counts.
Mm-hmm.
And each one, the longer it is, the more points is involved in it, basically. And on the first field course, I got 47 procedurals from. So imagine there's a T shooting area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm going through this T, I come out of this area, and 1 foot steps on the outside of the shooting area into the corner of it. And
Mm-hmm.
I kept going, and then every shot I took for the rest of the stage was basically just procedurals. And in any other sport, it doesn't matter. As long as you don't shoot outside the shooting area, it's fine. Um, that kind of ruined my entire trip. because then I just decided to be a guinea pig for the U.S. Open team. So I was trying weird stage plans to see if it would work or if it was beneficial to work, to gain a few extra points or seconds and stuff like that. And then come to find, and I argued with the match director for like an hour or two on it, and they said the ruling stands. You get 47 procedurals. So I'm like, great, whatever. So I'm guinea pig the rest of the week, and on the last day, the day of the Friday or whatever, an award ceremony was that night. A Russian did the exact same foot fault that I did and got just as many procedurals as I did, but they reversed the penalties
no.
because he did it, and they gave me my points back as well. Only the last day after the match is over, I get my points back. So I shoot my whole match like a jackass, just being an idiot and pissed off, and come to find out it didn't matter anyway. I got home and I was like, fuck guns, fuck shooting, I don't care about this at all. I'm going to shoot like 2 more matches and I'm done. That's kind of my burnout moment and what the fuck moment for sure. But let that be a lesson. It's never over till it's over. Don't quit while you're, it's not over.
Got to keep your head in the game.
I would have been fine if I didn't do that and shoot like a jackass the rest of the match, but whatever. You live and you learn.
Man, so what did you think about Russia? What was that trip like as a whole?
It was
besides
cool.
all the shit stuff, but
it wasn't bad back in 2017. It was pretty normal. It was really cool. It was the most expensive range I've ever been to. And I've been to a lot of ranges. Like they had like mini bleacher stands that were in awnings and stuff like that, like really expensive bleacher stands and stuff with a bunch of TVs on the walls that showcased every target, and every target had a camera pointed at it so that you could see the hits real time and stuff. Like
wow,
it was freaking
awesome.
Insane. It was like a $250 million range or something like that. Like
Whoa.
it was crazy expensive. But like it was really great. The food was gray, the atmosphere was gray, everything was gray, and mostly rainy the whole time. I remember we were riding a bus into the range, and there was a dude literally on the interstate mopping rain off of the interstate, and he was there all day because when we go to leave, he was still in the same spot just sweeping water off the road. I was like, that poor fucking bastard.
I hope that job pays well.
Yeah, I
Probably gets
doubt it.
stuff to
I
roofers,
highly doubt it. I feel like he definitely done something wrong, and that was his
His
new
punishment.
job.
Community service. You get to sweep water off the road for the rest of your life.
No shit. I will say the KFC there was really good. Actually, I think it was better there than it is in the States, which is interesting. They play a lot of ping pong there. Me and our translators, I guess, or like drivers and stuff like that, we played a fuck ton of ping pong. It was cool. I liked it.
It sounds like we need to try a little bit harder back here. If the Russians are out fried chicken and out, range performing us, we should probably try a little harder.
Insane. Like it was incredible.
All right, you guys. We are halfway through this week's episode of Guns and Cameras, and that means it's time for me to tell you it's been brought to you by 1156 Productions and by Tokens of Valor. Tokens of Valor is my boutique jewelry company where I take ballistic components like brass and copper and I combine them with sterling silver to create one-of-a-kind, hand-forged, wearable works of art. If you're interested in getting some ballistic jewelry for yourself, go to Tokens of Valor on Instagram, send me a DM, and I'll get something started for you. Also, you guys, check this out. Looks pretty good, huh? Yeah, Guns and Cameras now has a merch store. It's at 1156productions.com. Go to the menu, click on brand store. If you buy something there, thank you so much. All of the proceeds are just going back into growing this platform. And now that all of that stuff's out of the way, we can get back into talking about Hunter Cayll, also known as the no-handed shooter. Hunter is crazy. I can't even imagine some of the stuff that he's had to overcome in his life, but in the words of Hunter, it's pretty chill. So while I get back to training up on my reload skills, you guys enjoy the second half of this week's episode of Guns and Cameras featuring Hunter Cayll, also known as the no-handed shooter. All right, let's get back into it.
I don't know. I think the nicest range I've been to in the recent history there was one in Atlanta that was pretty nice, and then the Staccato Ranch, Pistol Bay were pretty nice. But nothing like, it would be dope to have like a screen that shows what your targets look like. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and there was like bunkers. So like some of the bays were 300 meters, and there were like bunkers at like 100, 200, and 300 that range staff was like chill in while we shoot, and then they run out and they go and pace targets and reset and stuff like that.
Dude,
I mean, it was insane. It was really cool. So expensive.
No kidding.
But it was pretty sweet.
Dude, that's what's up. Let's see, what else can I ask you? What was it like growing up with no hands?
Yeah, like a lot of people would expect like a bunch of bullying and shit like that, but that was definitely not the case with me. I was honestly kind of a popular kid, I guess. I did all the sports. I did all the extracurricular activities. I did all the partying. I did all the shit. Yeah, it was pretty chill. I've never really needed like a ton of help with stuff, if that makes sense. So like, yeah, I look a little different, and, pretty short with fucked up feet, but it really was pretty chill. I had 28 surgeries growing up, with like probably 4 or 5 of them being after I was like 6 or 7 years old. So everything was pretty early. But yeah. No, I did a lot of hockey, basketball, baseball, football.
Dude, I love it.
This stuff, gaming. So it was pretty chill. It was pretty chill.
That's awesome. I would imagine so, right? And I think like you brought it up earlier that I think growing up that way, being born that way, I think has probably helped, right?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't imagine like. If someone was to like magically plant hands on me while I slept and I woke up with hands, I would be fucking lost. So it's the same kind of concept. If I lost them midway through, that would suck ass. So
right. What is your favorite? What's your favorite gun to shoot? What do you like?
I mean, realistically, like I've said, guns are tools for whatever I'm trying to do. You know, some days I want to go and just relax and basically do like white dude yoga, which is prone shooting with a bolt gun that's suppressed all day. Some days I'll go and lay out on a patio and shoot out to 15, 1600 just all day, just for fun. So I love my bolt gun, love my pistols. This is definitely the most interesting thing for people to watch, is a dude with no hands shoot pistols. So I do love that. Watchtower Apache. Thing fucks. And then this is my newest little baby. So this is going to be a Nubs Edition rifle. This is basically my prototype. I'll be in collab with Rifle Speed, gas blocks, and unrivaled brakes, as well as Geisley rails and other components.
Nice.
So this rifle, like I said, I've been in the race game forever, and I've shot pretty much everything there is to shoot and tried everything there is to try. And I think this is basically the perfect rifle for competitive shooting. We use unrivaled muzzle brake, which is fully tunable to fit your recoil impulse. So if you're a left-handed shooter, you fill in the plugs on the right side so that up and left recoil impulse is brought down to the center. If you're a righty, you use the left side, and just kind of vice versa. You tune this to your grip, your style of shooting, and it keeps your dot on target. Rifle Speed gas block gets rid of all the gas. I use proof barrels. I've ran them forever. I have a rifle that has 130,000 rounds on it, and it still shoots 1-inch groups somehow. I don't know how, but it does. But all these parts in it are designed to go fast, and it's a monster. Half of the match half the people at All Gas No Brakes have put in orders for these. They haven't went live yet. Rifle Speed will be dropping those probably around June, I believe, which is going to be really cool. But I've just been building them for the peoples. They get all the parts, I put them together, and we go tune them, and it's a good time.
So what's going to be interesting, right, is like you're going to have everybody running around with these juiced up race guns, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's really going to be like, okay, that's going to help you drive the training side of things because it'd be like, all right, now we know you have a gun that's going to
Facts.
perform well. And if you're missing, it means you need more training. And I know a guy. Right?
Exactly. Like a lot of these people, a lot of the people that have them are actual students that they've had gear, and they have like good rifles and stuff too, you know. But like a Radian rifle or a CAC or a BCM or even a bare bones Geisley, like yes, those are great rifles, but they're duty rifles. Like you have crazy recoil impulse, they're overgassed from hell. They're tanks, but they're not meant to do what we do, which is shoot like 11 and 12 splits at 15 targets in front of you as fast as you possibly can. Whereas this is a race car, and it is the shit. So like a lot of the students, they'll bring their stuff, they'll shoot for a little while all day, I'll get them worn out, and then I'll hand them one of these, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, that shouldn't be a thing. Holy shit. And then, yeah, they buy one. It's pretty easy. A lot of the dudes that I shoot competitively with a lot over here, too, that are really good shooters, they don't have race guns or anything. I don't fucking need a race gun. They have these now, too. So, that's definitely fun. It's fun to convert good shooters that are just tactical dudes into race guys now. So
yeah, dude, I think that's I'm stoked, man. I love that you're doing that. I think that's where people are gonna start leaning a little bit more that direction. At least that's my hope, right?
yeah, it's time to have fun with it. Yes, you need your duty stuff and your work guns and things like that. Like if shit hits the fan, I'm obviously not grabbing this, even though it would be fine. But I have suppressed guns that are, you know, for those type of activities. Whereas I'm not shooting a match with my fucking suppressed gun. Fuck that. Recoil's terrible. It's gassy as hell. Yeah, no. I'm bringing the race car. So,
what's your community like? This is a very vague question, so I apologize. But I know that you've been building relationships and a network for forever. So what's your community like now? I mean, it sounds like you're pretty well established now in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, nationwide, you got to know people everywhere. So.
Oh yeah, I know people all over the world. From IPSC shooting, I know people in Italy and Russia and Sweden, Finland, all over the world. But in the States, same kind of concept. I've traveled all over the states. I think I've been to every state minus like 5 or 6 shooting matches. And you just build a great community within that. The shooting community is one of the greatest parts of the shooting sports and just the industry in itself. That's the only reason I go to SHOT Show, is to see all the faces and talk to all the people I haven't talked to in a while. And they're pretty much like family, to be honest, especially in some of these communities. Like the 3-gun community was by far the most open and friendly and enjoyable community that there definitely was back when I was shooting full time. We were all just one big family. We all shot the major matches together. Even if one of us was from Washington, the other one was from Florida, we still all meet at the same weekend in Missouri. So it was really awesome and just one big family in that sense. And as now, I definitely don't see as many of the people as I used to, just because I don't shoot all the matches. But we still keep in touch on socials and things like that, obviously. But in Colorado, I've definitely grown a pretty good community and culture as well. Just with all the people in the area, I didn't think Colorado shooting community was as big as it was. Back when I lived in Tennessee, I loved Colorado. It was beautiful. I'd travel here to snowboard and stuff like that all the time, but never wanted to move out here just because I thought that you would get arrested for having a 30-round mag on you, and I was like, fuck that, I ain't going to that shithole. And then I get out here, and this definitely was not the case. So the shooting community is pretty freaking large here. It's definitely massive for the PRS culture and like bolt gun stuff. We have local match literally every weekend all across the states, which is freaking awesome. And same with the like pistol community. There's a bunch of USPSA matches all over. There's not really much three gun over here. Most of the three gun you see is over out east for sure, and a lot of the other matches too. But those matches are still plenty to do, and it's a big tactical side over here. There's a lot of don't take my rights away kind of people.
Which I mean, speaking of those kind of people, y'all gotta be. I keep seeing
Oh,
this
it's
new
fucking crazy, dude.
legislation that's happening
It's
in Colorado,
insane.
so it's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's gotta be getting a little bit
We're
crazy.
supposed to go and do some shit at the Capitol on Wednesday. They canceled the hearing like 3 times now. Every time something gets planned, they cancel it, and then they put it back up for like the next day. So
Well,
it's just
it's nice that
stupid.
they're doing that. Washington, they just here in Washington, they just have all of their sessions at like 1 a.m. or 2
Oh
a.m.
yeah.
and pass everything for it. And
It's
they do it in secret because they don't
yeah.
want people to show up.
It's ridiculous, dude. It's insane.
Dude, sucks. All right, well, I got your stuff here. Let's real quick, kind of to wrap this up.
Yeah.
In the next 20 minutes, maybe I have your very first Instagram photo
Oh
pulled up
God.
here on the No-Handed Shooter Instagram. So let's look at that. You can take us through some of the stuff here. This is from
Oh
October
yeah.
2014.
My first
So-
ever 3-gun match. What was funny is I actually got like 5th place at this match. There was like 30 or 40 shooters, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is fun!" I had a GoPro hat on or GoPro headset on. I was shooting a rifle that was definitely not set up to race. I think I put a race muzzle brake on it just because I heard that compensators were better than flash hiders. And no, that's freaking awesome. I haven't thought about that place in forever. That was in I can't remember where, but it was in Alabama.
Dude, crazy.
There's some good people over there.
So first 3-gun match. You're driving down here. You're competing. What are some of the things going through your head as you're participating in this event?
Man, I was freshly 18 and had no worries in the world. I just wanted to play, dude. That came off of like one tactical training class, one USPSA pistol match, or IDPA pistol match with a 22, and I was like, all right, let's go into a 3-gun match and see what happens. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Damn, back when you had a scar before I talked shit on scars.
So this is all probably from that
Yep,
same
that was the same
first
match for sure.
I'm just going to click through these.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this, man.
The good old days. Wow, look at that banner. So that was actually from one of the videos that went viral. I was taking a tactical class. I had a Walther P22 and a Scar 16, and they had me like run 100 yards and like do these stupid shooting drills with it. And Instructor Zero, if you remember who that guy was, actually saw it and like invited me to go do a thing, and that video got like a couple 100,000 views on some dude's random account that was teaching the class. And that's kind of where it started. Honestly, I was like,
Dude.
all right, I'm interested. I'm ready to play.
Okay. Here's your Scar.
Do not buy those. They suck ass.
Oh man.
Oh, my first match directing.
That's awesome.
Damn, the good old Vepr 12.
Yeah,
Not
look at
Bones. Ooh, look at that cool guy. I was doing a
Man,
photo shoot with
shades.
somebody. Wow. Jesus
That's
Christ, that's bad.
Yeah,
Ugh.
look at these.
Man, this is old school. It's bringing back memories.
That's one of the great things. That's as I've been doing this with people, because my love for Instagram or social media in general is not great.
Oh, yeah.
But the more I've been doing, like going back through people's stuff with them on this show, has been actually, I'm like, it's kind of cool actually to have basically like a living timeline of your work and or your progression.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like I took 3-gun Kenzie Fitzpatrick. I had her on not too long ago, and we went through her stuff, and I was like, hey, like look how far you've come from, starting out here to now where you're at. You're hosting matches. You got your own line of race guns coming out. You're like, you're so far beyond. Although, but some things stay the same, right? Like there's the
Yep.
JB Weld
And that
handgun.
was on a FN9, brother. Oh my God. I forgot I even had one of those. Oh! How times have changed.
Oh, yep, dude. There's the scar again, dude. You got the GoPro up there, man. You got it. Where's all that footage at? We gotta
Dude,
find some of
there's
the
no
GoPro.
telling. That stuff is hope. First sponsor was Italian Gun Grease.
Yep, right there.
November 1st.
That's what's up, dude.
That's great.
How
Damn,
about it?
those glasses were raw.
Yeah, those are probably coming back now, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Um,
get another pair of those.
so as you've been competing, what's you've mentioned the Micklicks. Who's kind of was there ever a moment where you ran into somebody and you kind of had an oh my gosh moment?
Um, Honestly, no. I mean, realistically, like I said, I never really got super into like the YouTube side of things or have like any idols or anything like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's definitely cool seeing some of the greats out there, but a lot of the greats I actually like shot with a lot and trained with a lot, and it was just really cool to build a whole new family with them. Honestly, they just kind of took me in and was like, "How the fuck do you do this? Like, join
Yeah,
in." I was on Shooting USA there with John Scouten. John
yeah,
Scouten came down to a random ass fucking monthly match and videoed me shooting and doing all the stuff, and then did a random ass interview with me. That was kind of cool.
dude, that's what's up. And it's like, man, like you're yeah, full throttle, man. It feels like your Instagram from the beginning when you started doing this, like your brand, like you already had brand identity, brand direction, like everything's already there. It's like right away.
Yeah, I just decided, hell, I'm gonna full send this, and I wanna shoot full time and make that my career, and I figured a social media presence was probably the best way to go about it. First
Yeah.
time shooting a 50. Ugh.
Let's see.
I weighed like 75 pounds. Oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
That's old school. Damn, is that a full auto Glock there? That's the
Looks like
Glizzy.
it.
Fun story. For Glocks, I have to like shave half of the trigger guard off so I can actually reach it. So that's
Yeah.
why I don't shoot Glocks. Wow. I'm a fucking goofball.
That's awesome.
That fucking hairdo though, baby. There's one I remember on my fucking Instagram where I got like a fresh bowl cut and I look exactly like freaking Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber as he's just standing there. Oh, this is when we designed my loops for shotgun out of Kydex.
Yeah.
And that was like the first time trying it and it went so well. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is the way."
Dude, that's awesome. So, talk to me a little bit about designing some of the things that you've had to add to your weapons to be able to be usable for you.
So like I said, I try to keep most stuff as simple as possible. Really, the only thing that was more difficult was this right here. And depending on which pistol you have to make a new one for it, because obviously like grip angle and stuff like that go
Yeah.
into it. But with like pistol and rifle, like I just use basically like a Ranger loop on there,
Hmm.
and just slap it in and go. With shotgun mags and some of my AR mags as well, I kind of have that Kydex like weird loop looking thing on the side that allows me to like put my whole nub on it and
Hmm.
manipulate it how I want rather than trying to balance a Ranger loop on there and get it to where I need to go.
Yeah.
But as far as that goes, like realistically, I haven't designed much of anything else. On my rifles, I did, however, have my safety. I modify it to where this is safe and I can flick forward to
Yeah.
actually disengage it. So when I'm really on my shit, I can get first shots off in like 0.18 to 0.22
Dang.
like super consistently, and I've even had some like 1.3s doing like crazy drills where I'm going against Jerry and stuff.
That's
Um,
crazy.
but yeah, not realistically, I haven't changed much, and I try to keep stuff as simple as possible, just so that way when I do start beating people, they can't hit me with a "that's cheating." I actually had a
Yeah.
guy say that at a USPSA match one time. I was like smoking him, and I shot in like a different division than open, and he came up to the match director and said that my nub mount should put me in open because it's giving me an advantage. And the match director was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? He literally has no hands. If you don't shut the fuck up and leave my face right now, I will DQ you and ban you from the range." And I was like, okay, Boomer's still gonna boom. So that was funny. So I try to keep stuff as simple as I can, just so that's not something that can be said, and I can just beat you because you're bad, kind of thing. You know?
That is so funny. I wonder if that guy realized that he would like.
Oh yeah, he fucked up. He was salty. He had a terrible day. And yeah.
What was your first? Is this your first SHOT Show?
Yes, first SHOT Show.
What was that like?
The first SHOT Show is always the cool one, right?
Yep.
You see all the people, you do all the stuff, and it's cool. Everything after that, it's just SHOT Show.
Yep.
And I want to go home. So, but it was a fun time. Met a lot of cool contacts, a lot of people that definitely got to help push me towards where I am today. So.
Right. That is one of the cool things about the community that we're a part of is there's a lot of.
Damn,
I don't know.
GoPro footage.
Yeah, I don't know if it's weird. So recently I ran into, like, again, going back to the gun tuber thing. This is something that I never thought I'd run into in the gun industry is I was trying to, on behalf of Stopbox USA, I was trying to get in touch with an influencer to try to do some marketing. And I ran into like an actual agency that it was like a management agency for gun tubers.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's Lucas.
Yeah. And I was like, we have management agencies for gun tubers now? Like,
yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like I get asked honestly like quite a bit like if I need a manager and shit like that. I've been on just a first name like call the owner of a company basis for so long, like I couldn't do that.
right.
But it is definitely wild how far like a lot of this stuff has come.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy now. But man, look at this. I'm gonna fast forward here because we are. Let's see.
Yeah, I posted a lot of shit.
Yeah, man, we're just now in 2015.
Jesus
so
Christ.
Let's go up.
Hey, I was a professional here.
Yep.
I think this was on the end of my 2017. This was on the end of my career. I was way past burnout, and I was ready to do something else.
What's the giveaway for that? Is it the shower cap? Is that the?
Yeah, yeah. My pistol and guns just kept going down. That shower cap was actually for my pistol, but it just stopped working that day, and I just said, "Fuck it. At least I'll keep my head dry." Fuck the pistol at this point.
That's funny.
Yeah, good old times. Good times.
Dude, love it.
Yeah. So that was my last. That's what started my end of shooting. So, me and Lena at the time were wanting to get into bike riding and stuff. So we ended up buying some bikes after we got back from Russia, and we decided to go down this hill and at my old neighborhood. And it has like a hard 90-degree turn at the end, and I'd literally just taped a pill bottle to my handlebar to put my nub in, and then I was like just winging the brakes on this side because I turned it around, and it was like, I was so fucking sketchy. And we're going around this, we're going like probably like 25, 30 miles an hour, and I was expecting her to brake a little bit so that we could both turn at the same time, and she didn't, so I was like, I'm either going to wreck her or I'm just going to eat shit on purpose so that way I don't wreck her. And that's what I did, and that gave me like 3 months off because my bones were sticking out of my nubs.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, those videos to the right of it are in Russia. Yeah, after that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking start playing video games or something. See, that was a foot fault.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, right there,
that sucked so much ass. Oh, that was so terrible. So terrible.
That was the moment that Hunter's Russia trip was ruined.
Yep. So that's how many bullets I would get in on a regular basis, like above the business cards.
Dude,
No, go to the left. Yeah, that middle one right there. To the
this one
right.
here.
Go right above that one.
Okay, we'll go right above, right here.
Yeah, so I was getting barrels and barrels of bullets like
Holy
every
smoke, bro.
like half year, and yeah, I shot a lot.
Jeez.
It was a good time. Yeah, so I think I shot like 2 more matches after Russia, and then started playing video games.
Yeah, it looks like we got
Good
some
old
gaming stuff
PUBG in
coming up
there. Then got
Yeah.
into some airsoft. Man, PUBG was good as fuck back in the day. Those were the good old days.
OG PUBG. man.
OG PUBG, baby. That was good. Good life right there.
Yeah, look at that full change.
Then got into like these wild ass recumbent tricycles. Those things are
Yeah.
worth like 12 grand.
Yeah, man.
Like they're ridiculous.
Holy smokes, dude.
Yeah, it was fun. I got into a bunch of wild stuff after shooting. Then got back into gaming, doing a lot of Call of Duty shit. And then I got back into
You got-
guns.
Yeah, you got some of those there.
Yeah, that's an anime mask.
That's what's up.
Fucking weeb. And then I ended up started working at a gun shop when I moved out here, and realized that the gun community was pretty massive, and kind of
Yeah.
picked up where I left off.
Yeah, and especially getting into the long range stuff. I was down shooting photos for Zeiss hunting in southern Idaho
Mhm.
last year, and all 6.5 Creedmoor, like crazy awesome rifles, all suppressed, and I was like, man, I could get so into just
Oh yeah.
exactly what you're talking about, right? Laying down on the mat, cranking rounds out all day long, because you can. I mean, with the rounds they got now and the suppressed rifle, you can just sit out there all day and take shots out to 1400, 1500.
Absolutely. There's a cool video. You scroll up a little bit. I'm sitting in a like concealed position, and I crank off 3 rounds before you hear the first impact at 1,000. That's my roommate, old Twig.
Probably not that one, not Twig.
Yeah, scroll up, up. You'll see some bushes.
Shrubberies.
Yeah, this is when I was getting into long range heavy. I absolutely loved this stuff. And that's where my first video that went like crazy was one of those where I was playing with a pistol, and then I got like 12 million views, and I decided to hammer down on content creation again. And yep, there's 100K. There's the YouTube plaque. Yeah, that one right. So to the left.
Right here.
Is that a video? Yeah. This video is cool. I was proud of this one. This was my first take too. I was like, no shot. So we're at 1,000 yards. Boom, 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 and then you're ding, ding, ding.
Dude.
I was like, yeah, I love long range shooting. This shit's so fun.
Dude. Yeah, there's really nothing like that.
No.
It's hard to, until people have done it, you can't explain to us. Like it's pretty much the coolest thing ever.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah, I
you
love it.
see about probably a little bit like fucking a full scroll up, then it just goes into like full content creation mode
Oh
with
yeah,
like
this
badass
is like
pictures.
Colin.
Yep.
At some point, and then it's
Yep.
like, yep.
I met Colin down there when I was sitting in the night vision, and then almost all of these are just photos from Colin. And
Look at this, man. Tactical cool guy stuff.
yeah. And that's all she wrote. And then I was like, I can't post another cell phone video ever again.
Yep, pretty much.
It hurts my soul.
Dude, wild, man, wild.
Yep.
I remember this series.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff was cool, man.
Yeah. Once you do that kind of stuff, it just hurts to do less. Like, I should be doing, like, just random shorts and stuff with my phone, like, just on the range, like, doing normal life stuff, but I just can't do it. It hurts my soul.
Yep, and here we are. Look at this, dude. Freaking Colin, man.
It's so good, dude. It's so freaking good. And it's funny, too, like, when we're doing videos, like, it'll literally just be, like, 2 hours of just bullshit content, like, nothing special, and then he turns it into something insane, and I'm just like, okay, Colin,
Yep.
thank you.
No, that guy's he oozes talent, man. That guy
It's
is.
insane.
I've been following Colin since I think when was it? 2019. And just watching his progression too has just been crazy
yeah.
because he's just wicked talented.
Yeah, it's pretty cool too for him. He wants to experience or try like new things out with like the YouTube format and like editing like bigger length videos and like documentary style stuff, and he has the chance to do it now with helping me out and explore new ways to do stuff and try new things out, so that way he can carry it on to help other people do badass shit. So it's really awesome for him. It's really awesome to see what he's even done from the first video of the Ultimate 6'5" Creed to the last one. Like it's pretty cool. So
yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, I'm stoked for it. Here's your YouTube. I'm just gonna jump over here because I want to kind of shout these out for you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Dude, 165,000 subscribers. That's awesome. Although you're shadow banned to oblivion.
And one of the dudes from Brandon Herrera's team I'm working with, because we're gonna go and do something down in Texas. He was like, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't really watch much YouTube. What's your channel? And he goes and looks at it. He goes, "Holy shadow ban!" And I'm like, "Yes, sir. That is me."
165,000. All of your latest videos, 1.2K, 2.1K, 4.6K, 2.5K. Should be way bigger than that.
It hurts my soul to see like, I don't like talking shit about other gun tubers and stuff, but like, there are some basic ass Andy gun tubers out there that get a ton of views, and I'm just like, what do I need to do? Like, what did I do wrong? And click on shorts and go to like most viewed.
Shorts, let's see.
I guess you can click popular, maybe.
Popular, yeah, that should bring it up. 12 million.
Yeah, I'm just like,
watch it.
What happened? I could do all the coolest shit in the world, but nothing's better than me just mag dumping into trash for no reason.
Right. That's probably why they shadow banned you, because the YouTube guys are like, first off, he's into guns. Second off, he has no hands.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be unstoppable. So they're like, we need to shut this down right now.
The every like, make sure you like, comment, subscribe bullshit in each video. Yeah. I put that in there. I'm like, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Please hit that notification bell, because YouTube hates people with no hands and guns. Probably separate, but definitely together. So please help me out.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. And like, I get comments all the time. It's like, I didn't know you were still making videos. This just randomly popped up. I've been subscribed for like a year and a half. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. I've definitely posted stuff.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. I got some cool stuff on the way. These next few months should have some pretty cool videos. So definitely stay tuned for that for sure.
No, well, we got to find a way to help boost that. Get people to see it, because that's the thing that's so disheartening about being a content creator, videographer, photographer in this industry in particular, is like,
it's so bad.
You know, you do good work. Like, I know I do good work. I know Colin does good work. I know Mitch does good work. All these guys I talk to and have on this show, they do some of the best work I've ever seen when it comes to running cameras and running guns. And every single one of those dudes is like, nobody sees their stuff.
Nope.
Right? And it's like, it's painful, because you're like, man, these guys deserve to see it. And that's what burns people out, is like, they invest all this time, energy, and effort into growing their trade craft, and they're like, why? I'm like, look, dude, if you were in any industry, look, and this sounds really terrible, right? So I apologize for this ahead of time, but if any one of those dudes went into the OnlyFans shooting business, they'd be way more wealthy than they are trying to shoot guns.
And that's I always joke around, my plan B is I'm just going to start putting my nub in fruit and start an OnlyFans account and call it a day. It's so bad, though, because, like, I would love to be doing YouTube full-time, where I'm doing a video every week or something like that, and just really hammering down on my content creation. But, like, content creation isn't cheap when it comes to, like, the content for the videos, the production quality, like, and to get 1,000 views on a video in 2 weeks is just, like, fuck, man. But I'm still doing it anyways, because, you know, maybe one day it'll pick back up.
Well, if they lift the shadow ban, you'll be there. And I'll do a quick plug. I know you're probably working. If you're working with Brandon Herrera, you're probably plugged in with the Pepperbox guys, right? But if you want to get on another platform, have you heard of the Gray Hive guys?
Yeah, I'm on Grey Hive too.
Yeah, sweet. So I'm working with those dudes. I just left Stopbox. I'm going to be trying to work with them, Jeremy and the guys at Gray Hive, at trying to drive I'm going to be heading up the content engine, right? So trying to get exclusive content to the site, drive traffic to the site or whatever. So
Cool.
whatever I can do to help on that front, let me know.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be happy to mess around with that.
Yeah, should be fun because again, trying to beat that shadow ban thing. I don't even know if it's possible, but
yeah.
Real quick, I wanted to pull up your website, nohandedshooter.com.
Yep.
Dude, I was looking through this stuff.
All the classes. That's the airsoft event that we do.
Yep. You got the Allied Threads Co. guys.
Yeah, baby.
The Raider beanie.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, what's up?
Class reviews, all that stuff. And then the all gas, no brakes tab on the left is for the match.
Cool.
So if you're in the area and you want to play, let me know.
Dude, you know, I'm actually going to be down. I'm actually going to be in Colorado Springs on the 21st through the 24th, but I'm shooting with Genesis and Ronin.
Nice.
On those days. So I don't know if I'll have the ability to break away and check it out, but
my Genesis 12 should be showing up like next week, and that's going to be a big video because I've got kind of like a prototype thing.
That's what's up.
And it's going to be really fucking cool. So I'm excited for that video big time.
What do you think of the Gen 12? Do you like the Gen 12?
Oh, dude. Like, so shooting open, like mag-fed shotgun is a must-have, right? I've tried them all. I fucking hate them all. The Gen 12 is fucking insane. And yes, big W over to the Genesis guys for creating mag-fed shotgun that actually fucking works, and it works really fucking well. So
yeah, it's been fun.
I don't want to spoil it, but I've got one of the 10.5s coming with some extra cool goodies that make it even cooler.
Sweet.
So that's going to be a fun video, and we're going to be destroying a lot of shit, cars included.
That's what's up. Yeah, the Genesis guys are semi-local to me. I'd rip over there and hang out with Cody every chance I get.
Biggest dude at the range.
Dude, all those guys.
They really all are, dude. I go up to him and I look like a toddler next to him.
I know. Every time I hang out with them at the range, like Rich is there, Cody's there, and then sometimes Steven Prowse shows up, and all three of those dudes are legit giants.
Yeah.
And so you stand there and you kind of look up at them, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're a nice guy.
I'm at like belly button level, and it's really disheartening. They're like, okay, little buddy, and just tap me on the head. I'm like, good lord, you guys are fucking massive.
Dude.
With a tiny ass shotgun.
Right? Jeez. They make that thing look so small. It's ridiculous.
It is. But it's a sick platform, man. I'm really excited for that video and just working with them as a whole.
Yeah,
I'll be going out there to do some video stuff with them too this year, and just fucking some shit up on the range. So.
Oh, you have to let me know. Are you coming up to the Northwest?
Yeah.
Dude, all right. Well, I'm going to have to get with Cody and find out because I'll have to come out and shoot some stuff too.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'll keep you posted on that for sure. That'll be a fun little range day. I think I'm going to try and bring Colin up with me too when I come. So.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It'll be a whole little reunion.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hunter, we're at an hour 20.
Cool.
Real quick, what's some advice you would give to somebody who is either a new shooter or as an old shooter but is thinking about competing for the first time? What would
Just
you tell
go fucking shoot it. Just find a local match. Preferably like a 3-gun or even USPSA or something like that. And if you don't want to shoot the first one, go and spectate and just let some of the people know that it's your first time ever seeing a match and you want to get into it, and just ask questions. Most of the people there are extremely helpful, and it will encourage you to get into the sport and show you the things that you need to see. And most of the times, like when the match is pretty much over, it's like the last stage everyone's on, they'll let you fucking shoot the stage. I couldn't tell you how many times I've let people that was spectating, whether it's like a 10-year-old kid or a 55-year-old person, here's all my gear, here's my ammo, go shoot the stage in a safe manner, and we'll see you at the next match. The best thing you can do is just jump in. If you're like, oh, I'm not ready, I guarantee you, almost guarantee you won't be last. There's people that I know that shoot every match every weekend, and they are dead last every single time. But they're having fucking fun. I can guarantee that. And that's the best thing to do is don't worry about what the internet says, and literally just go have fun. And if you have the gear, bring it and just sign up for a match and shoot it. A lot of the shooters there will help you, especially if you tell them it's your first time. They will help you stage plan. They will tell you the tips and tricks that you need to know. It's a very inclusive community that wants to gain new shooters, because if we don't have new shooters, our sport dies. Let's be honest, and it's not doing great. Like it's not dying yet, but it is definitely not doing great. So I'm definitely advised to just full send and give it a go. And yeah, that's the best thing you can do is jump off the deep end. So yeah, full send,
Right
no
on.
excuses.
Exactly. That's great advice. All right, Hunter, thank you so much for taking the time to be on this episode of Guns and Cameras. I super appreciate you. You guys, if you don't already follow Hunter, be sure to go to Instagram, go to YouTube for sure, and subscribe.
Please.
Hit the notification bell.
Bell.
All you got to do
please.
is search for the no-handed shooter, and it'll pop right up. So
Maybe.
please get him some traction. Hopefully it'll pop up. Get him some traction on YouTube, Instagram. Go check out his website. It's nohandedshooter.com. Check out some of the events, especially if you're in the Colorado area. Which specifically, is it Denver? Where are you at?
So I'm in Wiggins. It's like an hour east of Denver.
All right.
That's where we host All Gas No Breaks and do all the stuff. So
Yeah, so if you're within an hour east of Denver, go check out the All Gas No Breaks event. See if you can participate, because it sounds like it's awesome. I'm going to try to do it. So you guys, thanks so much. This has been Guns and Cameras. Stay tuned. We've got a lot more good stuff coming in the near future. So we'll catch you next time. Have a good night.
All right, you guys. Clearly, I still need a little bit of practice, but hey, we're at the end of this week's episode of Guns and Cameras featuring Mr. Hunter Cayll, also known as the No-Handed Shooter on Instagram. Man, you guys, what a wicked, awesome episode. I have been so inspired by Hunter's determination, his grit, his willingness and desire to overcome adversity in pursuit of the thing he loves to do the most, which is ultimately working with people, shooting guns, and crushing the competition into teeny tiny bits. Hunter, thank you so much for being on this week's episode of Guns and Cameras. You guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. Be sure to stay tuned. We got a lot of more great stuff coming through the pipeline for future episodes of Guns and Cameras. Also, please, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, follow across all the platforms. If you like what you're seeing, or like the sweet sound of my voice tickling your ears over the airways on the podcast platforms, be sure to leave me a review. I could really appreciate it. It just helps us grow this channel. So yeah, that's it. Well, obviously I'm going to reload and try to do that drill again, because you know, I got some of the, you know, it's the mechanic. It's about the mechanics, not the impacts. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. You guys have a great day.